Hi, my name is
Hyperbeam.
and I'm going to eat
Play Flatout 3, Chaos and Destruction.
for you. Finally, I get some.
Flatout 3, Chaos and Destruction.
Been looking forward to doing this for a long time.
Even if you're not a fan of racing games, you probably have heard about the train wreck that is Flatout 3. Unlike the previous Flatout games like Flatout 1, 2 and Ultimate Carnage, which were developed by Bugbear Entertainment and are the reason why those games are perceived as modern works of art, and are the geniuses behind the spiritual successor Wreckfest and its development sequel that's still in development, Wreckfest 2. After Empire Interactive, the owners of Flatout, went bankrupt in 2009, they sold the IP to Strategy First. And because Bugbear was busy developing Ridge Racer Unbounded, they got the next best thing, Team 6 Games.
Oh, hell no!
Please! Please! No!
Which is the equivalent of hiring Elle Bradley to be a child's babysitter. The resulting game was in all accounts a disgrace to not only the Flatout franchise, but to the whole video game media as a whole. But this isn't even an exaggeration, that this game somehow fucks up everything that makes up a racing game. And if I list all of them, we'll be here all day, but here's a few examples. The physics are crap, the handling model is shite, the graphics look horrible, if you can already tell. The music is copyright free garbage, the sound design is horrible, the game modes are garbage, and I could go on. In this video, for some reason I've decided that 100% is dumpster fire, and this is how it went. Before I start, if you like this video, please like, comment or subscribe as it really helps me out. The first game mode that I completed was the challenge mode, which is sort of an unofficial career for the game, since you guessed it, it doesn't even have one. Challenge mode is a series of 50 challenges, for which are a compilation of all the different game modes in the game. One really bad thing about this is when you first start the challenge mode, you get to choose the game speed, which I chose the default, but with the stunt challenges, they are basically impossible unless the speed is set to fast, which I had no idea until I read a singular comment in a Steam forum after I spent an hour on the one single stunt. And in time there was one challenge we had to race in a double-decker bus, but for some reason it was impossible to get over a certain section, so I had to go in reverse to get to the checkpoint on the other side before continuing the normal way about six times because it was a 3-lap race. Not to mention that the bus goes as slow as a penguin with a dildo in its ass, and the fact that the track is as long as the aforementioned dildo. Besides that, the challenge mode is boring and forgettable. The next game mode I got through was off-road. If Motorstorm was cars, then this game mode would be a Cars Life. I didn't have too much problems with this game mode, as it's just a point-to-point race where you earn bonus points from doing stunts and damaging stuff. If you're not mentally stunned, you should fly through this game mode. The next two game modes were Battle and Big Battle, which are pretty much the exact same game mode. The only difference is that Big Battle has more AI opponents. Battle is a demo derby sort of game mode, but for some reason the winner is determined by the amount of damage they do, rather than being the last car standing. The problems with this game mode is that the damage system is horrible, which makes trying to wreck opponents almost impossible and unsatisfying as hell, and the fact that all the AI opponents target the player, which causes all the cars to dogpile the player in a corner in an orgy of motor oil and twisted metal. But for some reason the player racks up a shitload of points from being hit, which just goes to show how broken the point system is. The next game mode is Flatout, which is all about killing zombies, which sounds fun, especially if you're a fan of Carmageddon.
Oh, that's Tung the whore! That's Tung the whore! Look, that's Tung the whore! Oh my gosh! Tung.
But like everything else in this game, it's extremely underwhelming, as zombies don't even move and are very dull to run over. There could be traffic cones and it wouldn't make a single difference. You also have to kill 10,000 zombies for an achievement, which is very tedious and took forever. Next up was Night Shift, a game mode which is supposed to challenge the player's skill by having the player face against an AI opponent during a rainy night. It failed, no shock there. The rain is annoying and ugly, almost as bad as the rain from GTA Definitive Edition. The AI either wrecks at the start, allowing for an easy win, or cheat by gripping to the ground like they're on rails and zooming at Mark II. For this game mode, I used the tank since I'd unlocked it by completing the battle modes. It has a cannon with unlimited ammo and no cooldown, which you knew I've used. After that, I completed the stunt game mode. We'll have to launch your driver into a target to win. Out of all the game modes, this was the most enjoyable, which still doesn't mean that it's good. The main problem with this game mode, besides the physics engine, is that the camera angle makes it really hard to see where you're going on most levels. One thing I found was funny is one of the male characters has very erotic female moans for some reason. Dinner. Next, I tried the speed game mode, which is pretty much a regular race game mode, except with F1 cars set on abandoned racetracks. All I can say is that the AI can't handle the speed, just wreck, making this game mode piss easy. I recommend just setting the laps to 1 for all the race game modes, just so you can finish them quicker. After that, I completed the Monster Truck game mode, which is an objective based game mode where you have to go around destroying stuff or pushing stuff into certain areas. The issue with that is that these monster trucks are as weak as chicken shit and often get damaged from jumping and crushing things, which are what monster trucks are designed to do, so I don't know what the hell. The best way to complete this mode is just to use anything else besides a monster truck, as you unlock cars for all game modes once you complete a game mode where it came from. Last but not least is the race game mode, which is pretty self-explanatory. The drawbacks is the car's handling is extremely grippy and slidey at the same time. It's hard to explain unless you play the game, which I don't recommend at all. The track design is non-existent. The AI either crash at every corner or rubber band way ahead, making winning impossible, and even when you're winning, it's just as boring as the rest of the game. Well, that was Flatout 3. All I can say is a general shit stain on the racing game genre, and I'm gonna go play a good racing game like Carmageddon.